Hi, this is John Zimmer with myselfdefenseblog.com, and we're going to talk about a bar stool defense. What, you may be wondering? Kenpo and karate generally, it's supposed to be used in self-defense, and the reason for this is we're not supposed to be viewed as aggressors. But just to let you know, Kenpo has three parts to it. There's the fighting, there's the self-defense techniques, and there are the katas. And when you take your kids to a karate school, they're going to focus on a little bit of the fighting, but not so much at first. And then they're going to start talking about the various ways of getting out of tough situations or self-defense techniques. And then the katas, or the forms, are where they practiced self-defense techniques in a sequence and get their body used to doing them. Now, some argue that's not fighting, and that's true. I would never start to fight intending to use self-defense techniques, because fighting is kind of a specialized thing in itself. Fighting, you're using distance, you're using initial movement, you're using different kinds of guards and more of the formal stuff. And that's because you're actually, if you had to do this for self-defense, your life is on the line. So you have to be really good at the fighting aspect of Kenpo or karate or kung fu. So what I'm going to talk about today with the bar stool defense is one of these moments to when you might not be able to fight. And what do I mean? Well, you're leaning up against a bar, okay? Pretend this is me leaning up against a bar, and I'm having a brewski and minding my own business, and then lo and behold, somebody didn't like a comment I made about the football players. I must have picked the wrong team when I made an offhand remark, and he's had a little too much to drink, and he's just coming at me with beer muscle. And what he's going to try to do to me, I'll show you, is he's going to try to grab me and then punch me. Well, I don't want to get in a bar fight, but I have a right to defend myself. So that's where karate comes in. Now, if you're being the aggressor, well, you're wrong for going and starting fights. And legally in the United States, that's a big deal. Assault and battery is a huge deal. But as far as self-defense, that's legal in all 50 states. So what I've done is I'm no longer able to fight if the person is right next to me. If somebody's right next to me, the first person who moves and then follows through with an advantage will win the day. So you're no longer in to where you can get in a fighting stance, keep your distance. His strategy is to come in and feel you out, you move back, and then you strike when you're ready. You're no longer in that scenario, so fighting arguably is out at this point. So you have to depend on self-defense techniques. And a brief word about self-defense techniques is there's a lot of them in various styles, and you'd never do a whole technique. What do I mean by that? You're training your arms and legs, knees, elbows to use muscle memory. Now, sometimes you might use a whole technique if it happens to work out. So the one I'm going to show you is called monkey elbow, and it's perfect for a bar stool defense. You're minding your own business, and somebody comes at you, they're going to grab you and try to punch you. Okay, so quick aside, if you see somebody trying to punch you, you don't have to let them punch you first before you react. I mean, if you do that, you're liable to lose the day, maybe not survive. So if somebody's trying to attack you, go ahead and attack back fast. Or get the heck out of the way fast is another valid defense. So, I'm minding my own business, I'm having a brewski. Out of the corner of my eye, I see somebody going to grab me, but even more importantly, I see him cocking his fist, so I know what's coming. He's not tapping me on the shoulder and, hey buddy, did you see that on the set? He's about to clock my lights out. So what you do in this case, or what I would do, is, or one method is a very simple: deflect the hand, and then you have to hop off the bar stool for this part, step in close and elbow him as ribs. So it's a 2-tempo move to 1 tempo of your foot. Before you do anything else, before you flinch, you do anything else, you knock his hand out of the way. Then you step in and elbow. Now the technique, I'll do it a little slow, farther away so you can see it. The technique has you, well, the technique has you standing, but say we're sitting here. The technique has you then hooking the arm down and coming back with a palm or a chop. Realistically, if somebody's trying to clock my lights from the side, I might do the first part of monkey elbow, and then I'll follow up with a punch and knock them out, and that'll be it. I'll have to explain to the waitress, the bartender, the manager what happened, possibly the police. And as long as I don't then go and stomp them or do anything crazy, I'm protected. So there you have it. One self-defense technique, affectionately called Bar Stool Defense, for your perusal. Anyway, my name is John Zimmer with myselfdefenseblog.com, and thank you very much for watching the video. Please subscribe. That's a wrap. Thank you.